Patricia Talks.
Welcome to Patricia Talks, the show where you get to hear stories from everyday people about their extraordinary lives, from authors to sports personalities, TV personalities, and entrepreneurs. So, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're listening from. You are now tuned in to the Patricia Talks show, connected with the Let's Talk show live from the Chalkhill Community Radio Station. It's your girl Blaze, and today I'm super excited because we have a very special guest on the show today. In fact, I've said good morning, good evening, good afternoon because our guest actually happens to be in the sunny islands of Jamaica. I am envious of the beautiful sunshine that I can see and the amazing greenery behind our guest. Well, he has a very awesome story to tell you. Some of you may have seen the video on TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, but everyone that's seen that video has come back to say how surprised they are at how this young man has used his talent for a community radio station, for playing out at people's parties, for entertaining everybody. Not only does he do it with very little devices, but he's also visually impaired. Our guest today is Andre Bryam. Andre, welcome to Patricia Talks combined with the Let's Talk show. You're speaking to Blaze. Andre, how are you?
I'm fine. Oh,
you're fine.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. So it's nighttime here, but I guess it's afternoon for you down there in Jamaica.
It is in the evening right now.
It's in the evening. Okay.
So
there's some time difference. So Andre, you heard me say in the introduction that there has been a TikTok video that has been shared via WhatsApp. I want you though first to just tell everybody, tell us how old you are, Andre.
I'm 26 years old.
You're 26 years old. And whereabouts do you live in Jamaica?
I live in St. Catherine, Bagwak, I love it.
St. Catherine, Jamaica. So Andre, let's talk about, if it's okay with you, let's talk about your visual impairment, first of all. Were you born visually impaired?
Yes, I born with my sight and doctor scraped the wrong eye.
So you were born with your sight and then you had a medical procedure and they made a mistake?
Scraped the wrong eye.
They scraped the wrong eye. Yeah. And so you now have no sight at all, or you have some?
No sight. 2 eyes are visually impaired. One don't have no eyeball.
Oh, wow. So how old were you when this happened?
I did not reach 1. I was a baby.
Okay. So I guess being less than 1 year old means that you have no memory of ever having sight.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've lived your life as a visually impaired individual. You're now 26 years old.
Yes.
You came to the notice of the UK because we saw you DJing. When did you first develop your interest in music?
Well, I know that I'm a guy in my spare time. I listen to the radio, and then Gayson did have a sound, and I said, I go to Gayson and he have a sound, and from there in 2012 I started to DJ.
Wow! So in 2012. So let's let everybody know that Gayson is your good friend, and he's helped to make this call possible. So you were saying in 2012 you were listening to the radio.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you listened to radio, you heard some music, and then what happened?
I said, I would like to play a song. I would like to try to play a song. And then Gayson have a song, and then I link up with Gayson, and from there I started practicing till Gayson sell the song, and then I go away, leave the community and go to somewhere else, and come back inside the community, and then from there he give me some money and I purchase a box, and now I have my own box.
So when you say a box, you're talking about a speaker box, right?
Yes, a monitor box. Yes,
a monitor box. But Gayson, you play from about 3 telephones, is that right? Mobile phones?
Yes, three of them.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the 3 phones. What type of phones are they?
There are two of them is a blue, and they are bangers.
Banger phones.
Yes, they are banger.
Okay. So you play on the banger phones. Why are the banger phones good for you? Why do you use those phones in particular?
Those are the phones I start out with. I start the train with.
Okay. And so you have how many banger phones?
3.
You play with 3 banger phones.
Yes.
Okay, I'm really intrigued, Andre, because I'm a DJ as well. Well, I play music. I don't know if I'm so much a DJ. Certainly not as good as you. But I would like you to kind of, if you don't mind, taking us through how you get the music onto these basher phones, as you call them, and then how you go on from there. Tell me about that, because that is so interesting.
Okay, the banger phones, they have a thing inside of it. You put the memory card inside of it, and then you put the phone on the laptop and collect some. So Gayson will have a laptop, and I will link Gayson and get some tune from Gayson. And then I will go at my home and sort them out myself. Put them in files, put them in order. So you have reggae file, dancehall file, souls file. So the banger phone work with a memory card.
So your banger phones have memory cards. You then link the banger phones to Gayson's laptop.
Yeah.
And does Gayson put the music on the phones for you?
Yes, he do it.
Okay, so that's good. So I get that bit. But then you said that when you go home, you sort the files out yourself. Tell me how you do that.
Oh, I will sit down and listen to the songs and move them. So the phone itself can move them. Like it can move them, it can cut the file there. It can cut them and put them into order, set them into order.
So you do that by sound. So you listen to the tracks. How do you get them all in the same place? Because I understand that if I was at one of your raves, I could simply ask you to play me a Buju Banton, a Beres Hammond, and you could find that, right?
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about that. How do you do that?
But I set them up that way. So you have a Buju file, a Beres file, you have a Virgo file. You just have them file by file.
Fantastic.
Each artist is a by a file.
Okay. Well, I've got to tell you, Andre, I am super impressed. I still can't get my head around fully how you do that, but I think that's fantastic. But not only do you put music onto your banger phones, you have 3 banger phones and you actually play at people's parties. Am I right?
Yes.
How did that start?
It's all come from when Gayson came back in the community and he was building his house. He was digging out the foundation and I was there helping him. And I tell him that I want to buy a box. So I work under the foundation and he gave me $25,000 and I give his brother to put down. One day I was at my home and Gayson called me and said he saw a box in Lindsay, but it's $40,000 for it. And he said they showed the person in the store a video of me playing at a party, and the person did not believe. So when Gayson called me and asked me what type of disability I have, I tell that I'm visually impaired. The person take $15,000 off the box, and I get the box for $25,000.
Fantastic. So Gayson went to somebody, spoke to them, and he'd seen you playing and couldn't actually believe that you were playing in the way that you were playing because you were visually impaired. And so he then gave you $15,000 off the box. And so it was affordable. Is that right?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
And then from here, I started to play at parties. Gayson get parties for me to play, and I go to parties.
It's brilliant. And you get paid to play at people's parties?
Yes.
That is amazing. So I'm overwhelmed by the ability that you have to play music. The way in which you play music, the fact that you are able to file all of the different artists in their individual files, the fact that somebody can ask you for a request and you can just find it as if you were somebody with full sight. That is absolutely fantastic. And I think we're going to have to go back to that. But before we do, I understand that there are some other things that you do that are pretty amazing. I've been told that you also like dominoes. Tell me about that.
Yes, dominoes are nice to play. I can play dominoes. Yes, I love to play dominoes.
And do you do tournaments?
No, I did not go to tournaments.
You don't go to tournaments. So when you're playing dominoes, do you play on your own as a single, or do you play with a partner?
I play with partners. Sometimes we play cutthroat domino or play with partners.
Cutthroat. I don't know what cutthroat is. You might have to tell me what that is.
Like you have to play for yourself. So like 4 persons around the table, so you have to play for yourself.
Fantastic. So you play dominoes. Sometimes it's cutthroat, and sometimes it's the standard dominoes. So can I ask you, do you play dominoes by feeling your way around the indents on the dominoes? Tell me about that.
Yes, you have to feel the way on the dominoes. So it's like 6. You have to know the 6 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the blank and the S and the deuce.
Wow. Fantastic. So Andre, when we spoke earlier, you said that you had a job aside of being a DJ. Tell me about that job.
Oh, I go to the farm and pick coconuts.
So you go to the farm, you pick coconuts. Are you saying that you climb these trees and pick the coconuts?
Yes, I got a rope, I put it here on my loop and tie a cutlass on the rope, and then I climb the tree and go up there, tie the coconut, and somebody down at the ground, hold the rope, and I would cut the coconut, and they would take the time to send it down.
Wow. So tell me, when did you first do that? How did that become your job?
Since 2013, I started climbing trees.
That's brilliant. So not only do you play music, not only are you a DJ, not only are you fantastic at dominoes, you also climb trees for your day job.
Yes.
That is fantastic. So the other thing, Andre, I want to ask you now, I want to ask you about kind of everyday things. I understand that you live completely alone.
Yeah.
So tell me what sort of things you do on a day-to-day basis.
Cook. I cook for myself, wash for myself, and clean. Make sure I have a proper clean house.
And who's taught you to do those things?
Well, I'm a man of experiments.
Experiments?
In my spare time, I try to experiment, and it works.
So you're a scientist, really?
Well, I don't know anymore.
You're a scientist. So tell me about some of the things, your experiments. Tell us about some of those experiments.
Like, I experiment to climb trees, experiment to cook, I experiment to play sounds on my time. I'll buy a new phone, I'll still and go to it by myself. No one have to help me.
What inspires you, Andre, to do all of these things that you can do in a world that is different for you compared to most people? What inspires you?
Well, I'm just ambitious. I'm just an ambitious youth. Ambition. Afterwards, I have ambition. Ambitious.
Is there anybody that inspires you?
Not really, but I just ambitious.
It's your own.
Just like I can do it.
Brilliant. So, Andre, let's go back to music for a bit. In a while, we're going to have a conversation with your friend Gayson, because I know that he's here and he's helped to make this interview possible. So currently you're playing sound, you're playing out, you're entertaining different people at different parties, etc. And you're using your 3 basher phones. I want to ask you now, Andre, what would help you in continuing with this career, because it is a career? What do you need help with?
Well, I need a laptop, a keyboard, a monitor box, and I need a headset, a earphone.
Okay.
In order to use the laptop, I would have to get a headset.
So you need a laptop and a headset. And tell me about that laptop. Is it a standard laptop? Is it one for somebody who's visually impaired? Tell me what you need. One for
somebody who's visually impaired.
Visually impaired. Okay, so Andre, I want to say to you that the people in the UK are currently so impressed with your video. They're very impressed with your multi-talented, so many things that you said. They're impressed with your ambition. and the sheer tenacity that you have to be a scientist or to experiment, as you say, and to want to go from strength to strength. So I want to say to you, Andre, that here in the UK, and in particular on the Chalkhill Community Radio Station and Patricia Talks, we want to help you in being able to further your career. So we are going to have another conversation with you, and we're going to really kind of get to grips with what it is that you really need, try and make sure that we get the correct laptop. So in the UK, we set up GoFundMe pages. I don't know if it's something they do in Jamaica. I don't know if it's something you've heard of before.
Yes, I heard of it.
Okay. So here at the Chalkhill Community Radio Station, combined with Patricia Talks, we are going to set about setting up a GoFundMe page so that we can help to sponsor you as a young person. Because for 26, you are absolutely phenomenal. For somebody who has a visual impairment, you are just simply outstanding. Our conversation today shows that you are so humble in all that you do. And so we want to help you to have the equipment that you need to further your career as a DJ. How does that sound to you?
Yes, that's nice, and I'm thanks much for that.
You are very welcome. So before we go, let's have a chat with your very good friend Gayson. Is Gayson still there?
Yes, he's here.
So let's bring Gayson on. Let's say good evening to Gayson.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Gayson. Thank you so much for setting up the call. Thank you for helping us to find Andre. I want to ask you now, how long have you been friends with Andre?
About 14 years.
14 years?
Yes.
What do you think about Andre?
He's just exceptional.
Exceptional.
Yeah. Ambitious. Yeah. Go-getter. Don't give up.
He doesn't give up.
Yeah. Even when I say no for something, he's like, yes, we can do it. And I'm like, you're saying that because you can't see it. Like, we're doing something.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we can do it. I'm like, no. And he's like, yes. And he's like, let me show you. And he's continuous and persistent. And then, yeah, sometimes he actually pull through and laugh.
He shows you.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that he does that impresses you?
All right. I can remember in 2020, I wanted to start my house, but it was a lot of stone and all that. And I was like, I wanted a tractor to come there to dig the foundation. And he was like, we can do it. And I was like, no, you can't. No, we can't manage it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes. And every day he knocked me about it, because him come by every day and we'll talk and play music and stuff. And eventually one day, me and Andre, along with my little brother, decided to give it a try. And it went so good I couldn't believe. And it ended up that we did the entire foundation without a tractor. And it was like, he couldn't believe that. Well, I couldn't believe that it happened.
Yeah, because clearly Andre could believe. I think it was you that couldn't believe, right?
Yeah. I couldn't believe that it happened. And that was then I decided to pay him. So I gave him 25,000 for the help and the push everything. And yeah.
That's brilliant. So Andre, I know that there is something that Gayson wants to do for you, because he's so impressed with the way that you cook, the fact that you play dominoes. Gayson, tell us now what it is that you would like to set up for Andre so that the world can know about him.
Well, basically, I'm actually planning to make a YouTube channel and have some exceptional videos with him. If persons see it, trust me, they're gonna be.
Andre, I tell you, I am so blown away. Your beaming smile for how you impact the life of your friend Gayson. And what does Andre mean to you, Gayson?
Well, he's everything. He's my best friend. He's my only friend.
He's your only friend. He's your best friend.
Every day he come by my house. Even if I'm not there, he'll go by sometime, and yeah, every single day.
That is fantastic. So,
He's
Gayson,
like a brother.
and he does what? Sorry.
No, he's like my brother.
He's like your brother. I think he certainly is your brother, because I know that you both look up to each other, and that's great support. I know also that you want to do some YouTube videos and set up a YouTube channel because you want the world to know how awesome your best and only friend is. That's great.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. So, Andre, have you heard all of those fantastic things that Gayson has said about you?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so guys, do either of you have any questions that you would like to ask me? Andre, is there anything that you want to know? Have you given it any thought?
Oh, not really.
Not really. Okay. So, Andre, Gayson and I are going to have some more conversations. We're going to do some work here in the UK, and we're going to come back to you. And it would be great to see some of these brilliant videos that Gayson has of you, because he's really excited about your talent. And so from myself and all of the people that love you, at least in the UK, from the Chalkhill Community Radio Station and the Patricia Talks show, I just want to say thank you so much for being so awesome. Thank you so much for showing others that when we have little, we can make much. Thank you also for reminding people to have gratitude, because it's so important to be grateful. And the fact that you are a scientist, the fact that you experiment, and you probably saved Gayson a lot of money by helping him to start his house. So you're an inspiration, not just to Gayson, but to so many people that have seen your video. I really want to wish you all of the very best, and just say that we've got you here in the UK, and we're going to be doing some work together. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. Is there anything you want to say to the UK before we end?
I just want to say I'm most thankful, and I'm grateful for the interview.
Oh, it was
a lot more video to come.
Yeah, there is going to be more. Absolute pleasure. Gayson, any last words from you?
No.
Okay. You are both so humble. I love it. Okay, so don't go away.
Basically, I just want to say, just look out for the YouTube channel coming soon. Yeah.
Look out for the YouTube.
And thanks to everybody that like the video, share the video, and support.
You are very welcome. So, guys, this has been the Patricia Talks, connected with the Let's Talk show and Chalkhill Community Radio Station. What a fantastic interview. Isn't Andre absolutely delightful? He has the greatest smile. He has real tenacity. He's so humble. And of course, he is a scientist. At just 26 years old, he's visually impaired and has been for most of his life. Yet he plays dominoes. Cutthroat, I think he also said. He lives by himself. He cooks for himself. He cleans for himself. He saved his best friend Gayson loads and loads of Jamaican dollars by convincing him that all things are possible. Andre really wants to further his career in being a DJ and playing out, and so he needs some equipment so that he can do that. And he can do that, of course, with our help. So we are putting a call out for everybody that sees this video to get involved. Look out for the GoFundMe page, because we need to raise some money so that Andre can do what he needs to do. So until then, bye for now.